Carolyn Dube here, and I am playing with my newest stencil release from over at Stencil Girl Products. They're all about words, and I love playing with words. You know how much I love playing with words. So I'm going to do a quick art journal page to show you some of these stencils in action. So the stencil that I have right there is called Wall of Words. And I created the stencil because what I wanted was kind of like book text to be able to do in whatever color I wanted or with any medium that I wanted. Basically, I wanted lots of options the way I have with book text. So now what I've got here in this stencil, and you can see their words are smaller and then they get to be bigger, or they grow by the time they get to the bottom. So I've got several sizes of words too, all in this great big wall of words. And what I'm doing right now is just going over some of the words, not all of them, and I was really picked these for placement on the page. I'm not actually looking at what the words are. And if you're wondering what some of the words are in this, well, think about things that might make you laugh. Kind of like it's time to drink champagne and dance on the tables. There are things about motivation and wisdom. And the best part is you get to pick the ones that you want to use. Use all of the words or just use some of them the way I have here. Well, now it's time to bring in a little contrast here with a little bit of handwriting with the stencil called Rembrandt's Words. Now this stencil is vintage Dutch writing, and it was written around the time of Rembrandt. And now I've done a few artistic things to it, so it may not actually be perfect Dutch writing anymore, but it certainly is beautiful and flowing to add into my art. Well, now, and by the way, I love that I can have my script writing in any color that I want with any medium that I want. It's these things that make me happy in my life. Well, as I'm putting this color down, by the way, as I'm doing this art journal page, you notice that I'm not putting it everywhere. I'm actually trying to avoid where I had the green stenciled words from my Wall of Words stencil. And I can kind of see where the green is. Now, you know I'm not trying to do this precisely, so if I get a little bit of that turquoise on the green, you know I'm just going to call that an oops and be a-okay with it. But I'm able to just put this script writing in here. There's going to be some variation because I don't actually apply paint perfectly even because I'm not a machine. And I really want that variation because that, with the vintage writing, makes it look a little more hand done. But now I want to have something really pop out right there in the middle of those words. So I'm going to bring in my stencil called Now is the Time. And I called it Now is the Time because these are all of the words that have such positive power for me. Things like dare to shine, wonder, try. I'm going to go with soar for this one. And by using a cosmetic sponge, I'm able to just do the letters that I want, and I don't have to mask anything off. I can just get right in there and play with the paint. Pick the words that I want, and when I'm all done and I lift it up, I now have this word on top of the others. Well, you know, I've got that other patch of green up there, and so I'm going to pick another word for that. Well, I want something smaller because it's clearly a smaller spot on there, so I decided to use the word shine from the 6x6 version of Now is the Time. With all of my word stencils, one of the things that I really like by having a lot of different words on there is when I start making an art journal page, I see which word calls to me, what really stands out to me, and those are the ones that I feel like I was meant to use in that art journal page. Well, thanks for joining me as I play with my new stencils from over at Stencil Girl. You can find all of these stencils over at Stencil Girl Products, and if you head over to my blog, I've got links to everything waiting for you. Thanks for being a part of this colorful journey.